Sunday, December 21st, and we are going to bear down in this video. We just fully swept Saturday. We're going to do it again on Sunday. I could not be more excited for this slate. In this video for NFL Week 16, you are going to get my 4 favorite player props once again, and then we're going to talk about who's going to get into the end zone, and we're going to follow that all up with the Sportsbook play of the day. Who's going to win, who's going to lose, the unders, the overs, all of that in this video. So make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you're locking in and get ready to go bananas.
Sub to the channel, we drop picks on the daily, dropping knowledge every day, and you don't have to pay me. We just keep stacking wins while the rest moving lazy.
If you're not liking this video and subscribing by now, I don't know what else I can do for you. But if we get 200 likes, which we haven't yet, but we keep on winning, 200 likes on this video, if the play cashes, I will give all the profits to one of you. I'm putting $100 of my own money on that play, so like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and let's green out some more slips. But the most important thing that you can do, more important than any of that, going down below in the description, visiting my buddy Stan. He's down there. He's waiting for you. He's got tons of ways for you to lock in these plays for absolutely free. And this is exactly what he has to offer. You can lock in these plays for free on Sleeper. You get a free $20 with code FF8. You get a free $25 on Dabble with code FTMCox. You can see it all on your screen. I shouldn't have to read it to you. Take advantage, lock these plays in for free. And if and when you use any of those, you get a free 30 days. Just text the proof down below. That's my cell phone number. Hit me up, get those free 30 days and cash with us, because premium has been on absolute fire. But if you don't even want premium, you just want more free plays, because I drop cheat sheets every single day. I gave a DJ Moore touchdown away for absolutely free on Saturday. Go over to Winnable. It's right there. It says VIP picks, but there's a free plan. There's a free Discord, a great community. Take advantage, get in there, and start doing more stuff. Start doing more stuff was super clever, very original, but I didn't really know what to say because YouTube is always on my ass. So I have to say this as well. Gambling involves significant risk. There are no guarantees of profit, and you could lose some or all of your money. The content in this video is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. It does not constitute financial or legal advice. We are not responsible for any losses that may occur as a result of the information provided here. The content in this video does not constitute financial, I've said that already. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Responsible gambling resources are down below. 1-800-GAMBLER in the United States. This video contains affiliate links. The affiliate links do pay me out. I receive a commission for those signups. You get free money. I get free money. It's a win-win. It's a great way to support the channel. So sign up, lock these plays in for free so you don't have to come out of pocket at all. If you can't tell, I'm so fucking excited. We just had a monster night, and I don't even know if I want to say what I did because I didn't send it out. I didn't think it was worth sending out. I thought I was a little crazy. I didn't know. I guess I should have trusted my gut. I will forever again. I will never let it happen again. I will always send out what I lock in live. I locked in the Bears plus 500, and I threw $2,500 more on the play. I had over 10,000 by the time the game ended on the Bears with like 4 different bets, because I just kept live betting them because I'm a degenerate. But it all paid off. I just had a feeling something was going to happen. There was no way the Packers were going to come in to Soldier Field and walk away with the W. I knew that the football gods were out there somewhere laughing at all of the people that were so excited about Green Bay. If you're a Green Bay fan, don't be too mad. You're having a great season. You're going to go deep into the playoffs. You have a very good team. I hope you guys get healthier. Hopefully Jordan Love isn't too banged up and can go on next week and perform. But what an amazing time it is to be alive. I am a Giants fan, but I am going to be rooting for the Chicago Bears for the rest of the season. I was a Caleb hater last year. I absolutely love the kid. He can paint his nails any fucking color he wants. I sent out DJ Moore for free over on Winnable. I know the 2-man that I sent out that had to go along with yesterday's video was DeAndre Swift. He was not an X factor. That's the one thing I did get wrong. He definitely was not an X factor. Kyle Monunga was involved more than he was really. He did clear us out on the free play, but he was not what I said he was in the video. So for that, I apologize. Everything else we got correct. DJ Moore sent out for free, plus 135 there. And then in premium, we did still do some college basketball because I am the absolute GOAT at college basketball. So that's just another reason to go over and lock into premium. It's actually 50% off with code BEARS. I figured we should celebrate one way or another on the month plan so you can lock in for a month, see what happens. It's code 2026 on the 2026 year pass. There's only 4 of those left for 80% off. Again, college basketball plus 11.5. I actually liked Memphis to win this game, but I just wasn't sure if my read was correct. It wasn't, but we took some points. We juiced it up and we cashed that slip. And then UNLV, I knew they were going to walk away with it. We added them to the play so we could get the payout up to minus 149 on that one. And then in this play, one of my favorites on the day, we had the Bears plus 10.5. Again, I like them to win, obviously. As you can tell, I just kept on fucking betting them. And then we had Oregon minus 8.5. I told you guys yesterday in the video that I think Ole Miss is going to kick the shit out of Tulane, but I did think one of the teams that shouldn't be in the playoffs was going to cover the spread, and JMU did just that. But Oregon did win very impressively, but the spread was just set way too high. JMU is not that bad. And 51-34, we're going to cash that slip minus 119 there. Honestly, the only free play that I gave out, but I didn't give it out in premium, that I did like on Saturday was Texas A&M at home, the 12th man, but they just got outperformed. Miami's defense was on another level on Saturday, so I was wrong on that one. Chicago Bears minus 25 or 125, but like I said, I locked them in so many times live, so many different times with profit boosts, so many different times on different apps. It was insane. I just made so much money, and I hope you did too. I'm sure you guys didn't lock in live because you're not as crazy as I am, but that plus 500 was just looking too nice. I could not let it go. So I did. And this was the free 4-man that I sent out in yesterday's video. Caleb Williams, 180. DeAndre Swift, 70 rushing and receiving yards. Dallas Goedert, 25. Saquon Barkley, 60. Easy buckets. A little bit of a sweat there at the end, but it got it done. What a Saturday. Now let's have a Sunday. Like I said, you can get over here, get more free plays, more cheat sheets, all of that good stuff. 50% off with code BEARS on the month pass. And if you want, like I said, there's a couple slots remaining for the 2026. If you want to get it March Madness and all the way till next year. So at this time next year, you'll still be getting plays sent straight to your phone, code 2026, and you'll actually get 80% off of that one. And I might change the price to $17.76 just because America. But let's talk about the free plays that we have in store for Sunday. We have some great matchups. We have some matchups that don't mean anything. Let's talk about them. Let's dive in and let's get into it. Player prop number 1, a game that we just have to target. I think this could be a trap, but I just don't think the Raiders are worth setting a trap for. I don't think it's going to happen. They are the worst team in the NFL. CJ Stroud, the Houston Texans, are playing very, very good. That defense is top notch. I think their offense is going to be on the field a ton in this game. So I'm taking CJ Stroud over 219.5 passing yards. I think that line's set way too low. I get that the Houston Texans offense hasn't been like overperforming this year at all, but they are getting better week by week. And I do think CJ Stroud's going to have a game against the worst team in the NFL. I get that they rank 16th in the NFL in passing yards allowed. That's basically just Max Crosby. Hopefully Max Crosby can go to a different team. I wouldn't mind seeing him in maybe a Bears uniform or my New York Giants. I can't glaze the Bears up too much just because of what just happened. But Max Crosby is too good of a player to be on that team. Pete Carroll I think he's going to go back into retirement. This Raiders team is atrocious. I think the Texans are going to be on the field a ton. I just absolutely love CJ Stroud in this matchup. And as you can see, 3 of his last 5 games, he has greened out, hitting at a 60% clip. He's averaging 227.2. I almost said 227.5, 227.2 yards in those last 5 games. He's really been picking it up. And as you can see here, he's more than capable, especially against those bad defenses, to go over 220 yards. The only thing I am a little bit worried about is if they get too far ahead and they pull the starters. But I still think he can get that done by the third quarter, just basically off the fact that the Houston Texans don't have a run game at all either. So we're taking CJ Stroud here over 219.5 passing yards. And we can't talk CJ Stroud and not talk Nico Collins. We love him in this matchup. I think he could easily get 100 yards in this game. He's averaging 90 over his last 5. His line is set at 59.5, and I absolutely love it. Again, we're worrying a little bit about the starters being benched, but I think he could get this by halftime. This is like 2 to 3 receptions for him. I think he's going to get 4 to 6 or 5 to 6 in this game. I guess 4 to 6 works too, but 5 to 6 in this game. So we love him for 60. Think he easily gets that done for us on Sunday. And as you can see here, they have overperformed, but you got to look at the teams they're playing, right? Like the Philadelphia Eagles, good team, bad offense. So it's not too shocking there that their receivers did not hit their lines. There's also 2 good receivers on the Eagles, whereas the Texans only really got that one guy. And then Denver, Cortland Sutton, he dominated 62 yards in that matchup. And then again, there's just not really much to talk about with the teams that they have played in the last 5 games. So not a lot of data to be pulled off of that. Nico Collins is better than most of these guys on here, except for maybe those Eagles receivers. But like I said, the Eagles offense is just bad. I like Nico. I like CJ. We're taking them both here for a nice little correlated pairing for Sunday. And it wouldn't be an 8 video without taking a tight end. And my favorite tight end on the day, one of my favorite tight ends on the day for Sunday is Hunter Henry. We're taking him here for 24.5, going up against a Ravens team that's actually favored in this game. So this game could be a trap for all you Patriots bettors out there. Be wary of it. But I do think the Patriots, I don't know. I might fall right into that trap because I just don't see how they could not be favored in this game. And I guess that's why it's a trap. But like I said, sometimes you got to fall in those traps because the books, they're trying to set traps, but the traps don't always go off. Either way, we like Hunter Henry here over 24.5. He's been playing very, very well. Didn't do it last week, but I like him to do it this week. That last week's game against Buffalo was a bit of a weird one. This game could be a very weird game as well, but he's averaged 52 over his last 5. Out of his last 10 games, he is 7 of his last 10. Great numbers. And Drake May's an absolute stud. He's having an MVP season. If it wasn't for Matthew Stafford, he would probably be number 1. So we're taking Hunter Henry here over 24.5. On top of all of that I just said, the Baltimore Ravens, 24th in the NFL. They are 11th against tight ends, so a little bit better over the middle, but 24th overall. And I just think Hunter Henry is going to get 2 to 3 receptions and clear this line. So we're taking Hunter Henry here over 24.5 receiving yards. And here it is. Obviously, we were going here after we're taking Hunter Henry. Well, we want to pair him up for that nice correlated pairing. And we're taking Drake May over 240.5 yards. We're not bumping this one down at all. I think he hasn't hit 300 yet this season, but I think this is another spot where he very well could do that. The Baltimore Ravens, although their defense has gotten better over the last couple weeks, they're still 26th in the NFL. And Drake May, like I said, MVP performances all year long. He did have that weird game against Buffalo in which they lost, but that's a tough divisional rival game. Now, as far as Buffalo and the Ravens go, they are kind of similar, right? They're bad teams with great quarterbacks. So a lot could happen in this game versus the Ravens. I'm not taking away from the Ravens at all in any facet of the imagination, but I just think the Patriots, they are a well-built team, a better-built team. Drake May is playing better this year than Lamar Jackson, even though Lamar Jackson is still absolutely amazing, multiple MVP winner. He just hasn't looked himself. Maybe he'll return to form this week against the Patriots, but that doesn't have anything to do with Drake May. I actually hope that Lamar Jackson does return to form in this one. I hope it's a shootout. I want a back-and-forth game because that'll be even more ammunition for Drake May to have to drive the ball down the field. So we love him over 240.5 yards. And as you can see here, Joe Burrow, who he just seems like he wants out of Cincinnati or out of football. He only got 225 against the Ravens last week. I think this game's going to be a lot different. Aaron Rodgers, who's looking like old Aaron Rodgers right now. So everybody beware of those Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they might actually win a playoff game this year. He got 284. Joe Burrow, the week before that, when he was still a little bit happy, 261. It is boding very well for our prop. Drake May is right now this year at the caliber of those guys that I just named. We love Drake May. And another thing, the reason I saved Drake May for last, because he is actually my favorite player to get into the end zone on Sunday. I think he's going to have to do it. I think he's going to get it done with his legs. I think he's going to have to do everything. They are the underdogs in this matchup. And that is set there for a reason. Now, I do think that they probably win the game, but it's still very trappy. It still looks a little fishy. But I like Drake May into the end zone, especially for that plus 370. And if you want all of my favorite players to get into the end zone for Sunday, I'll have a nice 3-man cooked up for you guys for absolutely free over on Winnable. So take advantage. You just got to do a little bit of extra steps to get that 3-man. And I'll probably give out more because I always do, plus those cheat sheets. And like I said, if you want to lock in these plays in for absolutely free, I showed you all the ways to do so earlier. But the one I highly recommend, because some of these lines are alt lines and a lot of books, DFS apps rather, don't let you do that. So I recommend Sleeper. You'll get a free $20 with code FFAPE, so you can lock the play in for free. But when you do deposit, they match it up to $100, and you'll get a free square. It'll probably be something like Aaron Rodgers to get 1 passing yard. You can add that to the 4-man, make it a nice 5-man. This should be like a 6, 7, maybe even 8x payout. I haven't locked it in on Sleeper yet. I can't actually lock it in, but I can put it in to see what the payout is. I haven't done that yet. But with that 5-man, it should be even more for you guys. So take advantage, sign up, and get that free 30 days of premium on top of all of that. Now, let's get into the Sportsbook play of the day. I think I'm going to do a little something special like I did yesterday where I show you guys the whole board, and I just quickly rattle off. Take it with a grain of salt, though, because I haven't dove fully in and researched every single game. This is just gut feeling. We did very good on Saturday with gut feeling. Now, Texas A&M did not get it done, like I said, for all the reasons way back in the beginning of the video. I liked them at home, 12th man, all that stuff, but Miami just came to play, and it didn't go our way for that game. But every other game in college football I got right, and we've been on absolute fire. Let's continue that. Let's talk about the Sportsbook play of the day. Let's talk about who's going to win, who's going to lose, the unders, the overs, all of that right now. Now, here is the official free play. We got the New England Patriots money line. You could also take them plus 3.5. I actually really, really love that one. That was the original free play. So maybe, you know what? We'll go with the original. We won't take the money line. We'll take plus 3.5. I do think they win, though, and I do like that plus money. But if you aren't willing to maybe fall into a trap potentially, stay away from the money line, take the plus 3.5. And we're going to put $100 on that play, the plus 3.5 here. So if we get 200 likes, one of you that comments below, we'll get $80. And you can lock in this play for free on Onyx Odds, code FFAPE. You get a free $15. And when you deposit just $10, you get $100 in bonus bets. One of the best promos on the market. Because when all those apps say deposit match, no matter what app it is, it's actually bonus bets or money that you can't actually take out of the book. Don't be naive enough to think that you can put 100 in and take 200 out with a $100 deposit match. Now, let's run through the board. Let's talk about Sunday. There's a lot of good matchups. There's also some matchups that mean nothing. Now, another trap. Like there's lots of traps on Sunday. It's a little bit wild to see some of these lines because some of these teams are better and some of these teams are potentially fighting for a slot in the playoffs or a better seeding, and they're still underdogs. For instance, the Chargers here. I like them. Maybe I'm just falling into a bunch of traps on Sunday. Maybe I am. I know that the Cowboys have had a tremendous offense all season long. Their defense has gotten better week by week. I just like the Chargers. I know they're banged up front, but I think this is potentially a game where Justin Herbert goes for 300-plus yards and just actually pops off for once because he's always overhyped but never really overperforms. I think this might be a week where he overperforms. We're going to just take all money lines in here. If you guys want to take spreads, do whatever. I'm just pushing this out for free for you guys. Chargers, money line. Like I said, it could be a trap. Maybe I'll fall into another one. Maybe I'm just going to have bear traps all over me. Bears, ha. But I like the Chargers here on Sunday to get it done. Now, Vikings, Giants, I'm not even going to waste any time. The Vikings defense is better. You don't know what you're going to get from J.J. McCarthy. He's kind of trash, but the Giants defense, as much as I keep saying that their front seven's the best in the NFL, they haven't played like that. They're really good on paper, but they just haven't performed. New York Giants are in absolute dismay right now. We're going with the Vikings, who are still potentially fighting for a slot, believe it or not. That NFC North is very, very tough. They're not going to get in, but there's ways that they can if people lose and they win out. I do think they're going to have to play with a chip on their shoulder. And when the game starts, I will be rooting for the Giants. That's just how I am as a fan. But before the game starts, I actually hope they lose. I want that number 1 draft pick so we can get more draft capital as long as our GM knows what the fuck he's doing. And then Buffalo Bills, obviously, I actually do kind of like them minus 10.5 as well. I don't think the Browns are going to do anything. This one, it could be a little bit trappy here with that spread as well, though. I might actually just plus up the Browns a little bit just because of how bad they did that last week. Everybody, the whole public's going to be like, oh, obviously Buffalo minus 10.5, but you never know what could happen. Cleveland's defense is good, could keep them in the game. And I think Shador's good enough to cover 10.5, 14.5, something like that. And then we're going with the Saints. Tyler Shuck is playing crazy right now. It's actually insane how good he's doing. So we're going to take the Saints against another New York team that is absolutely abysmal. Now this one, I think the line's set like this for a reason. I think that this one is a trap, and a lot of people are going to take the Panthers because they've been playing better. But I'm just going to back Baker again. Maybe I'm an idiot, but I still think the Bucs are going to get it done in the NFC South. And then we got the Miami Dolphins versus the Bengals. I mean, Tua's benched. Miami's just done for this year. Both teams are done. This game could be fun to watch, but it means nothing. We're going to take the Bengals there. And then we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Titans, and I don't know who to pick in this one. This one's a weird one. I would probably just stay right away from it if I were you. Patrick Mahomes is out. The Chiefs are playing their first meaningless game in about over I think it's 10 years since at least Patrick Mahomes came into the organization. Could be a weird one. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the plus money, take the underdog, Titans at home. This game is going to be a good game. It depends on what you get. Now, the Broncos, they tend to keep it close, so I would play plus 3.5 Jaguars. They have been playing very, very well. But since I'm just doing money lines here, I'm going to have to go with the Broncos. I think they play to the they play as good as their opponent is what I'm trying to say. And they are probably only going to win by a field goal because that's just what they do. But they are the number 1 seed in the AFC for a reason. So Denver Broncos money line on that one. And then the Falcons, the defense is good enough. Kirk Cousins is fighting for a contract for next year. Someone's going to pick him up. Someone's going to pay the man. We're taking the Falcons there, even though I do like the over in this game as well. I do think the Falcons defense is good, but the Arizona Cardinals defense is bad. And Jacoby Brissett, as much as he is what he is one of the better backups and more exciting backups in the NFL to watch. I think he's going to get a ton of passing yards because he always does. I like that 48.5 on that over, especially at the how it's minus 105 versus the minus 115. Now, this game is going to be very, very tricky, but I just don't see the Lions losing at home, especially when they have to win out to potentially get a slot into the playoffs. I think Dan Campbell's going to have the boys ready to go. Now, 14.5 is a monster spread. 1,200 minus 1,200. It's not really worth taking. You can take it as a parlay piece, but I think it's pretty obvious that the Texans are going to win that game. And I like the Niners as well, fighting for a playoff spot. Everything on the Indianapolis Colts fell apart. That one's Monday night, but I do like the 49ers. Then we get over to Christmas Day, and you're going to have to wait for those. I cannot wait for Christmas Day. We got some great matchups here. It sucks that Mahomes is injured now because that would have been such a much better game with Mahomes on the field. Hate him or like him or hate him, he is still one of the best in the NFL, and that would have been a way, way better game if he was healthy. So that's what we have. If you put just $1 on all of that, you get $292. Might be worth something to do so. Thank you guys for all your time. Let's keep rocking. The holidays are right around the corner. Get those 200 likes because I want to give money away. And let's keep going, boys. We just had a monster Saturday. We're going to have a monster Sunday. I'm out.